Cross-dressing is something that modern-day society has a hard time coming to terms with. However, there are two actors who have done well portraying characters that have impacted the stigma associated with cross-dressing. American actor Tim Curry as Dr. Frankenfurter in the Rocky Horror Picture Show, and Chinese actor Leslie Cheung as Chung Jie in Farewell My Concubine. Tim Curry's character Dr. Frankenfurter in the Rocky Horror Picture Show is a transvestite alien doctor. He's rather outlandish. He seduces a number of men and women to sleep with him. He even creates his own little sex toy for pleasure. But the film itself, the character he portrays, only caters to one kind of audience. I mean, this movie was never even critically acclaimed. And the film is often treated like he is a black sheep of society. Not too many people care for Rocky Horror other than those who are in the occult following. But on the plus side, Tim Curry portrays a character who is very open about his sexuality and his gender identification, and he's very happy about it. In fact, in a personal interview he did after the film, he hoped that people who watched it could really get in touch with themselves while watching it. But overall, the film came under a lot of fire, and except for the cult followers, no one really cares to watch it. Leslie Cheung as Chung Jie, on the other hand, in Farewell My Concubine, he presents a very refined character, one that, at least back in, 1900s China, and even earlier China, was accepted by, like, societal standards as a part of Chinese culture. It was okay for him to cross-dress because it was a part of a performance, whereas it wasn't so much of a lifestyle. So, in his performance, he conveys both an onstage and an offstage image. And what's interesting is when you compare this film that, by modern-day Chinese standards, cross-dressing is definitely not okay in any way, shape, or form. It's not something that's done, and yet it's critically acclaimed and socially accepted because it represents part of past values in Chinese culture. Whereas you get something like Tim Curry's film, where he started doing this cross-dressing at a time when America was just on the brink of really changing the culture in the middle of the 70s towards the end of the 70s, early 80s. And it's only taken Curry until 2005 just about to really get this cult following and people be like, yeah, it's okay to cross-dress. So you see the blurring of gender stereotypes here that they present, and the fact that by Chinese standards, the film is okay, but what it represents is not. You can't just go out and cross-dress. But in America nowadays, not that you can just go out and cross-dress, but it's more and more acceptable, whereas the film gets bashed on.